If you are currently watching this video, one thing for sure is you probably have a quiz somewhere to write, or you have a 500-page slides waiting for you to be read. Or if I told you you could read that same slides in the smallest amount of time that I could have. And yes, that's what people get wrong about AI. Most stuff. And in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know. No bullshit, guys. Straightforward to the point. You have to like everything that you have to understand to be able to use AI to study. I'm going to teach you right in this video. And after this video, you should be able to read 100 slides, 100 page slides in a matter of 30 minutes and then digest it. Now let's get into what you actually need. When I say I'm going to read 100-page slides, I don't really mean you're going to skim through the slides. You're talking about being able to retain what is inside the slides and being able to pass quizzes when you're being examined on it. So, without wasting my time, let me tell you what actually I mean or like what you actually have to do. Now, many students tend to think of ChatGPT as this big brain AI that can understand everything, but we are we are mistaking it for something very big, and we have to develop a taste for what we call a context window. So let me imagine a simple scenario at first. Let's say your phone has a memory, a temporal memory, that when you are searching something and then you exit the browser, you can come back and it's still the same thing. So that's the temporal memory. But you see the phone that does not have those temporal memories. Once you go back to the tab again, everything refreshes to face. So that's a simple scenario of how you should understand. So every AI model that you see out there has this kind of temporal memory inside them. And then those memories measured like it's measured in like how many output and input can happen in between. So when we say context window, example for instance, Claude AI has a context window of 200,000, which means when you're chatting with it, both the text that come out from the AI, right, the output and what you are feeding it into the AI, which is the input, both add out to the context window. And when you want to understand how this context window is being measured, it's measured by the amount of tokens that you use. So we could have an input token and then an output token. So the model counts all, and then it's used to measure if the context window is going to like be full. So when the context window gets full, that's when you see that the AI starts forgetting most of the things that you chat about, and because it's just a temporal memory. So how do you avoid this? First, you have to understand how the models and their context windows move. Example, when you take Gemini for instance, Gemini 3.0 has a context window of 1 million tokens, which means all the chats that you have with it and all the output it will give to you, your chat will never run out of space because it has way more space to accommodate everything you need to do. And then Claudia has a context window of 200K. Which is 200K not that bad, but you can use it for, I mean, you can use it to learn more things. The mistake that most students tend to make is you just open ChatGPT and upload a slice of 50 pages or 100 pages. Sometimes you can upload a slice of 300 pages and then you ask ChatGPT to summarize it for you. And then you hope to get some magic output from it. That's not how it happens, right? First of all, ChatGPT is like not even near 200K tokens, or if I'm correct, it is not going to save you that much better. Why? Because the context window is not up to that. And when you're counting context window, four characters, let's say ABCD could be one token, or even A could be represented as one token by the model. So if imagine asking an AI how are you, and then count the characters that you sent to it, and then the output that you give to you, count it again. Imagine how many tokens you just used in that amount, given amount of time. And then you are sending a 400-page PDF to an AI to summarize for you. Like, bro, what's that? Are you being serious if you are doing that? Okay, maybe most of you don't know, but it seems like we are not spending much time to understand how these models work. If you have to upload a 400-page size PDF to ChatGPT, here's what you must do. You must first understand what's the context window of ChatGPT, like what's the context window. If you don't know it at all, you can come to this website, models.dev, and then you can search any model at all. So ChatGPT, for instance, is made by OpenAI, and you can search for OpenAI here. You search for OpenAI. You see OpenAI context window, right? 128K. That's the context limit. So meaning the input and output, the conversation that you're having with it, once it reaches that threshold, it is going to start becoming very dumb. That's why people will say AI is very dumb stuff. I mean, most of the times it's not like the AI is dumb. Maybe you're not the person who is using it well. You understand? So you have to develop a taste for how this content is in the way. After you develop a taste for it, you can then understand like how you can better make use of it and abuse it to get the maximum output that you want or get the best result that you want. Me specifically, I don't use ChatGPT for learning. Why? Because it's not inside it's not in my league of models for learning. What I normally use is Claude and then Gemini because Claude is the most I'll say the most powerful. They have the most powerful models that we have right now. And Gemini 3.02 is another great model because they have larger context window which can um, take in plenty stuff. And so let's start with Gemini for instance. When you want to feel how this is, you just have to head over to Notebook LM, right? So example, you have a Notebook LM. This is what I currently use to learn. So you just check, right? Let's say you have a 400 pages, and then the context window of Gemini 3.0 is 1 million context. What you have to do is you either chunk the book or you divide that book into two separate pieces, and then you upload one, and then you make sure you go through and understand everything from the AI, you extract the information before you head over to the other one. But if you force all the two, if you force all 400 pages into the AI, you're not going to get the maximum output. You have to do what you call structured learning. Like you have to get 200 pages and then lock in on that 200 page, and then make sure you understand everything. So people might ask like, I'm talking too much, so how will I even implement it? How do I even start? So you have to start saying that simple steps that you have to follow when you want to achieve this. First of all, you have to develop the goal in mind. Why are you learning it? Is it for a quiz or is it for what at all? So you have that in mind, right? So once you upload that study guide or the slides into Notebook LM, you are going to define your goals. Why do you want to why are you trying to learn the thing, right? Maybe okay, have a quiz this day and I have to digest everything and understand everything and how it's being implemented in real life. You see, so once you are done with that, you tell AI to generate you a case study. After the case study, you're able to get a battle tested quiz that you can try on to understand if you are really following up with what you are doing. So without wasting our time, this is a simple workflow for today. So I have a bunch of my slides are here. We have entrepreneurship. So I normally just upload them here and then I have my goals of using this here. So I learn and then it gives me what I really need. If it is for a quiz or anything, one notebook LM is also good, but I think they are missing some little things right that I preferably don't like about that. But I still use it though. So what I do is I just head over to Claude. And this platform, trust me, this is the most powerful platform that I've used this this year. So this is Claude. And what you have to do is when you are on the pro plan, you just head over to project and then you create a new project. So over here I have a whole lot of projects here. One for hackathon that I mostly do, one for writing post on LinkedIn, one for pitching projects, one for like mostly everything I do that becomes repetitive. I have it. So imagine I wanted to go through um maybe I had a computer science quiz or something. I just have to create a cloud project for it. Once I create a cloud project, I name it maybe CS, and then the goal is maybe um excel in my CS quiz. So you have to pay attention to how this is going. So once you have done this, you see this part you have instructions. There is a secret instructions tab here, right? And then we have file save. So when you do this, it's not like you're uploading the files constantly to the AI. No. You're going to upload the files, all the files that you need at this section. So whenever you want to learn something, right, you don't have to upload the files again, which is going to eat up the context window. All you have to do is make sure all the files are inside the file section, and then you ask AI for anything, maybe a particular section, right? Then it goes down to read the particular thing that I want, comes back, and then like reinforces that knowledge into you. So there are three phases that you can use to achieve. You can define the goal as part of the instructions over there. They are going to do a quiz, and then it's going to happen in maybe 4 weeks. So you should do a thorough learning with you, and you're not just going to skim the slides, right? You make sure you're able to digest everything. So the first basis, you first start with the basics, right? How best do you learn, right? Not everyone learns the same way. So you have to create what we call like your specific learning style. How do you learn? And then you use that as a prompt and then put it over it. Not necessarily a prompt. You can say maybe I learn much by solving problems. I learn much by being asked or anything. You add it inside the setup instructions. Then you start with it, digest the 100-page slides. You go through what are the core concepts, like what are the core concepts that you need to learn them. Then it goes to pick that core concepts one after the other, and then you go through all of them, you digest it. It gives you like a simple case study, like writing notes. It's like you are reading the thing and then you are taking some piece of note, then it write the notes for you. You can copy paste that note in your Google Docs or anything else. Once it's done, it then comes back with questions that you can answer. And all this, my friend, all this can happen in around 30 minutes or so. So with 50 slides, 50-page slides, you can read it in about 30 minutes. But imagine reading it manually. You will have to spend about an hour or so, which is going to be much time, right? So this is the best setup that this is what I personally use, and I think somehow they might really need it. And it's not that hard. I just try to upload any PDF file that you have, maybe the slides, add instruction, and that's all. It's that simple. You have to understand context window, the learning phase. This is very important. Goal for learning, how it is going to be implemented in real time, and then a case study. The case study is like a note, and then the battle tested quiz, plus how you learn. Right? How you learn is very important because if person A learns by doing something different, you can't say okay because that person is a shark, so you want to implement that same thing. No. And how do you achieve that? You can just ask AI to test you with some questions. That's going to build a bucket of instructions of how you learn. So it asks you, okay, how do you learn? Then you say you write it, maybe this is how I learn. What's your goal for this? Then you write it. Then it then builds up from there. That's what you have to understand. Right? Most of us are just using these AI tools like they are super beings or some sort of thing, but that's not it. Because garbage in, garbage out. If you don't architect the system or if you don't set up the system more from the straight up, you are going to get most of the stuff wrong. So this is the simple thing I wanted to share. Cloud project, I mean, or you have to pay for this, right? You have to pay for this. And if you think you don't have enough to pay for this, cool, you can as well go with notebook LM. You can as well go to notebook LM. And then after this, please don't just send a 400-page slides to ChatGPT and then ask it to summarize it for you in one page. No, that's not going to happen. You are just deceiving yourself. Right? You're just deceiving yourself. It's not going to happen. So this is what I wanted to share. This is the model to check the token, models of data, check the context window. This model can as simple as that. You understand how tokens are being counted, understand context window as a temporal memory.